This started in the mid-90s, 1995, let's say. Up until that point, I had been sort of sleepwalking with respect to poverty. And so you get complacent when your own life, your own experience is that things are not that hard. And my wife started bringing home these letters from the post office, these letters addressed to Santa Claus. And something changed in me when I was reading people's stories in their own words, telling me how hard life was for them, and asking the void, really, for help. Dear Santa, 2 years ago, on June 10, 2017, we lost our provider to our family. My kid's father passed away in a work accident. Ever since, we have struggled to make ends meet. I have to sometimes choose between who gets what, between paycheck to paycheck, providing food and hoping it's enough. They were asking with no expectation that anyone would read these letters. So it's just an unburdening. It's almost like a diary entry. Like, this is my last shot. At least I've done something. This year, if me and my family can receive anything, it would be clothing, jackets, shoes, hands-on toys, and new warm blankets. Kids grow out fast of their clothing and shoes, boots for winter especially. But we are very blessed to be together and healthy every day. It's been a struggle every day for the kids, but I always try to provide the best. We may not have the latest gadgets and phone games and materialistic things, which don't matter. But not being able to give all of my kids shoes or clothing when they need it breaks me. When I was reading these letters, I felt a genuine connection to those people, a communion with them, like that they had taken the time to explain their circumstances, not knowing that anyone would ever read it, you know. Some of it seemed so helpless and so resigned, and they were asking for so little, you know. If I was able to get a few wishes, it would mean a lot, as it would allow me to not stress out and be able to breathe, knowing I wouldn't have to choose who gets it first and who needs it more. I know there are other families who may need it more, but a little help would come a long way. Thank you. But it seems very important to me to do it. It seems not just a responsibility, but an obligation for me, someone who has suffered none of these problems. Like, I have never been in dire poverty. I have never been subject to predation. I'm not discriminated against. My status is not in question. Like, I have the easy button clicked. So from that position of privilege and advantage, I absolutely must do something for the people who can never get to this position. We try to make it a very quick thing. Get everything into the house so that they have their Christmas in their house. Get the money to the head of the household so that they have it in hand and they don't have to go through some process. But so they're literally holding the money in their hand, and we leave, and then they get to have their Christmas moment together. Mike O'Brien, who's a comedian, he went with us on many of these Christmas days. And there was one household we went to where we had to go up some stairs to get to the apartment. We gave them all of their presents, came down the stairs, and we're standing on the sidewalk right in front of the front door, and he says, "Wait a minute, this is my favorite part." And we stood there for 1 second, and then there was just this explosion of screams and squeals because it was 4 young girls in the house, and he knew that as soon as the reality of what was happening hit them, that they would just explode with joy, and it was a really satisfying moment. So that was pretty great.